It's the 17th of August, and after a brief overnight stop in Greystones, we were heading off early to catch the tide to sail the coast to Arklow. We had phoned ahead and the harbour master had told us there was room on the visitors' pontoon. He was also there to help take our lines and tell us where everything was that we would need. It was a very early start, but just enough light to see to untie the lines, ready to leave Arklow. Our original plan was to sail to Kilmore Quay today and then along the south coast to Cork, but the weather has other plans. While we were in Arklow, there had been lots of talk about another storm on the way, with the Republic of Ireland forecast to bear the brunt of it. So with northerly winds for the next couple of days, we make the decision to save Cork for another time and head straight to the Isles of Scilly on an overnight passage. We even caught a few glimpses of dolphins who joined us on our passage. The wind filled the sails, and with a pretty good sea state, we enjoyed the sail. After a quick meal of filled pasta, we settled into our night shift pattern. Sunset was at 8:34 tonight, and with no moon, it was going to be a very dark night watch. I took the first watch, 9 till midnight, and only had a few fishing boats on the chart to keep an eye on. I took over again from Simon at 3 a.m. and did another 3 hours before the sun rose. The Isles of Scilly has some tricky navigation with so many low-lying rocks under and above the water. I managed to catch up on another couple of hours sleep before we arrived, and we both stayed up to help navigate into our first anchorage at Great Ganilly. There were more seals than boats in the bay, but it was lovely to watch them. They were so inquisitive. After catching up with some sleep from the overnight passage and just chilling out on the boat, it wasn't long before we took the dinghy across to Great Ganilly and had a look around. It seemed that there was one seal who took a particular interest in us, and everywhere we walked, he seemed to follow. He even followed us when we were in the dinghy heading back to Vayu. The next day was absolutely beautiful, so we hopped in the dinghy and went over to St Martin's to spend the day and look around. We had thoroughly enjoyed St Martin's, and what a nice way to finish the day with a beautiful sunset. We'd only just got the dinghy off the deck in the morning when we saw that our friend was back. We've seen the forecast and heard lots of talk about Storm Erin, who's on the way. Not particularly strong winds, but she's bringing swell of over 5 metres. So we decide to move around to New Grimsby Sound between the islands of Tresco and Bryher, because if we choose to stay and wait out the storm, this would give us the best shelter from the wind and swell. It also gives us the opportunity to explore 2 more of these beautiful islands. was a very low tide when we arrived at the beach on Tresco, but a kind man let us use his boat trolley to bring our dinghy up to make sure it was well out of the way when the tide came up later. I have to admit we were quite surprised at how many empty visitor mooring buoys there were and how easily we were able to get one at this time of year. The old blockhouse on Tresco was built between 1548 and 1554 as a gun platform to protect Old Grimsby Harbour. It was built to strengthen England's coastal defences, particularly in response to threats from France. Walking around the islands gives us a chance to look at other anchoring opportunities. We know we have to be very careful here with our draft of 2 metres. It's Sunday today and unfortunately it's looking like we'll have to leave tomorrow because of Storm Erin. Our choice is either leave tomorrow or potentially endure 5 metres swell in the anchorages for the next 5 to 7 days, and also risk trying to leave with unpleasant sea conditions. So we make the most of our last night here and visit the pub on Tresco, and we enjoy the spectacular sunset. We've had 5 wonderful days here, so we're grateful that we were able to visit at all.